Okay, so 1 second. Good. And guys, I asked you to look through some materials and prepare some tasks for today. So please put your reaction or raise your hand if you had enough time to do it. You can raise your hand physically or on Zoom. Okay. Dmitro, you no?
Not really, because I only managed to like watch the video, watch the presentation, maybe to look through like fastly, but because again, this electricity power cut off, I couldn't do this because I didn't have the electricity.
You've got an excuse. And then let's check. Guys, I mentioned some information during our interviews. Also, you had some information sent to you. And before I tell you a lot of things, I want you to think what you remember. So here on the slide, you can see some numbers and some words related to work at Green Country. So I guess we will stay here in the main session because we can't have two pairs. So Dmitro, Yulia, and Maria will work together, and Marta and Inna already know the information, so please don't help. Guys, you will have now 3 minutes to discuss all together what you think these numbers and words refer to. So what it's about. For example, guys, let's do one together. What do you think? Like 80 minutes, what's that?
It's duration of the lesson.
Okay, now you have 3 minutes to discuss it all together. Yeah, so Yulia, Dmitro, Maria, please discuss what you think twice semester means, what's theorem. Yeah. So please start. We will stay here. I will not send you to rooms.
Okay, so I can start. So 2 lessons per week, twice a semester. It's feedback from teacher to students. As far as I remember.
Yeah, I agree with you. I have the same idea.
10 minutes it's break. Maybe.
Yeah.
Countries, it's like this money in this school that students can earn and then spend them on different things.
Yes, it's like marked after the lesson. And
30 lessons, it's all lesson during the terms of studying.
Yeah.
Self-study is before lesson, like homework maybe, but it's not homework, so it's important part of every lesson. And 8, what is 8? Yeah. So theorem and 8, I don't know what is it.
Me neither.
Okay, guys, have you finished? Have you discussed all of them?
Not all, but
them.
not 8 and theorem. We don't know.
So you don't know what is theorem and you don't know what 8 refers to. I will not give you the answer yet, and you will give us all the answer at the end of our training session. So guys, any ideas what self-study is?
What self-study?
Self-study.
Yes, it's like a preparation before the lesson and on the platform.
Okay. What about twice a semester? Maria, have you got any ideas? What happens twice a semester?
So it's feedback from teacher to student about 300 words, as far as I remember.
I can see that you're ready with your task. Okay, you didn't lie. Good. So let's check. Oh, guys, 1 second. Marta, you will be a co-host And please, can you admit the participants if they join? But I may skip it. Thank you. Good. So now, guys, let's go on. So I will be talking more than you, but I will ask you some questions. So please take active part and try to remember, maybe note down the most important information if you need, because there will be a lot of information, and I'll have to talk really fast because we have just 1.5 hours for this slot. And first of all, so we will start with courses, courses and books which we have at Green Country. And so that's really logical that we can divide all our courses into 2 big parts. So that is online and offline. And like, do you remember from the information which I sent to you, what types of courses are there at Green Country?
Both online and offline.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I guess speaking with native speaker.
Yes.
I forgot this general one with like Ukrainian teachers.
Also preparation.
Also Zeno preparing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're right. So actually that is the complex course. The speaking course, as Dmitro mentioned, with native speakers, and a complex full. So that is just a combination of a complex course and a speaking course. And then a preparation course. Guys, which course are you going to work at? What is your course?
Complex.
Complex standard.
Complex
Yes.
standard.
Just complex. It can be a complex standard, or it can be a part of complex full. So it doesn't change anything for you. So your course is the complex course. And in Ukrainian, guys, when you need to find the information about your course in some documents or in some tables which we will send to you, then you will need to look for КК комплексний курс and ДКК дистанційний комплексний курс. These are the abbreviations we use. And some information about our course. So how many lessons are in one term?
13.
13
30
or 30?
lessons. 30 lessons.
And how long?
4 months.
Mm-hmm.
And one lesson is 80 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And 10 minutes break.
Okay, so let's check. That's right. That's true. Lessons twice a week and 30 lessons in one course, as you mentioned. 80 minutes. And the break, it is 10 minutes for the online course and 20 minutes for the offline course. Because when you work offline, you need more time because you need to prepare like physical materials, you need to air the classroom, you need to have enough time for one group to leave and another group to enter the classroom. So you'll have 20 minutes break. Good, let's talk about the schedule. There are like 3 combinations of days when we have lessons. It can be Monday and Wednesday, Tuesday and Thursday, and Saturday and Sunday. Speaking about working days, like weekdays, we can say that we start, like the first lesson for the online course starts at 14:30 and finishes at 20:20. So the last lesson finishes at 20:20. But guys, there are very few groups for 14:30 and 16. So most of you who will work at the online course will start the lessons at 17:30. So the most popular time slots for the online course are 17:30 and 19. And all lessons finish at 20:20. For the offline course, it is a little bit different. So the first lesson starts at 13:50. I guess there is just only one group in Lviv which starts at this time. And most of the groups start at 15:20, like 3:20. And the last lesson for the offline course finishes at 20. So a bit earlier because students and teachers need to get home safely. So that's why we finished 20 minutes earlier. Speaking about Saturday and Sunday, so we started at 10 and the last lesson finishes at 15:50. For the offline course, we don't have the schedule anymore, so it's available only for the online course. And let's talk about books and levels. You know that there are 3 types of courses or 3 types of books at Green Country. And do you remember what is the name of books for young learners for primary school from 6 to 16?
I guess.
Dmitro, you told us you're not ready with the task, but you give the correct answer. Yes, they are. Okay. Then what about? Oh, Solomia, nice to have you. Nice to see you.
The next one, Step Booster.
Okay, nice. And the last one?
Notes, maybe, or not?
Yes. Okay. You're very smart. So they can be notes by Talking Cloud or notes by Green Country. Yeah, and if we're speaking about steps, yep, I'm sorry. So there are 24 books like that. So these are steps. Guys, if you were very, very attentive while doing your task, you can tell me. So we have 24 books, but for how many terms? So we need 24 books for 20.
So 2 books for one term.
Yep. So we can say that we have like 12 courses. Yeah, so 24 books, but 12 courses, because for one course, we will need 2 books. For one semester, we will need 2 books. And so tomorrow, you will get an email with your groups. Yeah, and in this email, it might be noted like your group is step 17, 18. So it means it is one semester, 30 lessons, but you will have 2 books. First 15 lessons, you will work with the book step 17, and the second part of this semester, you will work with step 18. Okay. So the same with Step Boosters. There are 4 books, and you will need them for 2 semesters. One semester, Step Booster 1, 2. The second semester, 30 more lessons, Step Boosters 3 and 4. With notes, so the name of the course will be just Notes A1, but it will be Notes A11 or A12, because we cover one level of English within 2 semesters, not one. So the first part, like 30 lessons, will be A11, another 30 lessons will be A12. Okay, so let's look at some more details. How many books do we need for one term?
2.
2.
So 30 lessons, 2 books, yes. And how many semesters or how many terms do we need to cover one level of English?
2.
Yep, right, you are. Oh, and I also, okay, let's go next, and then I will show you. And the main components of each course are the book, so surely, then self-study, so you know what it is. Students will have to do it online before the lesson. Also, guys, you will have flashcards. They will be, so you will have a PDF version of flashcards, or also there are printed cards. So if you work offline, you will use printed cards. So flashcards are only for steps courses. So for all steps and step boosters, you will have a set of flashcards. And here you can see some pictures, so some illustrations. So we will use these cards to play some games, both online and offline, to revise the vocabulary, to practice pronunciation. It's like a very useful material. And if you work with steps and step boosters, you will use them like almost every lesson. And the last thing, that's lesson materials. So for each lesson, you will have a folder with the materials. And here you will have the lesson plan. We will have a look at it a bit later today. And also all additional materials. And if you have any extra links to some games or some videos or other online tools, then they will be included in the plan. Okay. And that's it with that. And I guess that we can go on and we will talk about motivation. So how do we motivate students?
By, first of all, maybe by conflicts.
Mm-hmm.
So, and good marks, and good feedback. So it's very important to say different good words after good work.
Yeah, so thank you, Maria. What you say, it's called praising. So we praise our students for doing something well. And also we have these wonderful things, as you said. So these are
То тільки у мене заглючило?
Ні, у всіх.
fine. Let's go on then. Yeah, about we were talking about contracts. So if you work offline, paper contracts are for you. You will give them to your students after each lesson. If you work online, you will add contracts to your students online, and they can spend them. And let's look at some more details. So guys, any ideas how many contracts we can give to our students after each lesson?
1 to
Up to
country.
8, I guess.
Let's check. 8, maximum 8 contracts. So you can give your students 4 contracts for their self-study and 4 contracts for their work during the lesson. So overall, 8 contracts. So if your students complete their self-study well, so you can see that they were trying hard to do it, even if they have some mistakes, but you can see that they were trying, they were really practicing. So you can give 8 contracts to them for doing their self-study. If you see that they have like less than half of their self-study and there are loads of mistakes, then you can give like 2 or 3 contracts for the self-study in this case. So you will need to see how well they have prepared for the lesson. And 4 contracts for the lesson. So if your students follow the rules, if they are active, if they take part, it doesn't matter if they make a lot of mistakes or not, but they are trying. So they are doing the best what they can do. In this case, you can give 4 contracts to them. And if you want to praise some students in your group a bit more for winning some games or doing some projects or just working better than usual, you can add +1, 2 extra contracts for them. So maximum you can give your students like 9, 10 contracts for a lesson. But please don't give 10 contracts to all, like each of your students every time, because like it doesn't make any sense. So we add this 1, 2 extra contracts only for something extra. Okay. And also our students get a bonus from Green Country, like 50 more contracts as their birthday gift. So these contracts will automatically appear. They will be automatically added to students' online account. You don't have to do it. It's just for you to know that there is also this option. And what can our students do with their contracts? Why do they need them?
They can buy cups, also candles, and something else in your shop.
Yep, right. Again, if you work offline, then there will be an offline yellow shop at your office, and there are a lot of different things there. So there are some toys, some healthy sweets, notebooks, also candles. And students can buy all these things without hryvnias, without any other currency, just spending their contracts. Also, our students can share, can donate their contracts for charity. So they can do it online using our Instagram page. So that is called Yellow Shop. You can find it on Instagram, or you can also scan the QR code. So also, our students of the online course, so they can spend their contracts online. So if they go to this Yellow Shop on Instagram, they can text, so they can see what things there are. And they can text the administrators, and they will tell them, like, give all the information how to buy something. And then these things will be sent to them and they will be able to get them. Okay, and we can go on. So we know about motivation system for students, and let's talk about some rules for teachers. Now, guys, please look at this slide. You can see 5 rules here. One of them is false. It is not true. It's not about a green country. Please find which rule is false.
May I?
Ready? Okay, let's give others like 20 more seconds to think. So, Yulia, any ideas which one is not correct?
I think the first one, because we need to use English all time, not just 16%.
Yeah, and that's true. So all other rules are correct, and this one is false because we use English only in the lesson. So guys, surely, so if you work with really young learners or students with really low level of English, that is 3A1, and you see them for the first time, you might need to use Ukrainian for some technical moments or in some emergency situations, but it's an exception. So for all other things, so during the lesson, we will use English only. It might be challenging if you work with young learners or if you work with low levels of English, but it is possible. So we will try to do our best. We will try to speak very slowly so that our students can understand us. We will have to mime a lot of things or show some pictures or visuals or realia. But we will try to help our students understand us in English starting from the first lesson. Also, like what other things? It's obvious that we start and finish lessons on time. It's obvious that we have to mark attendance and we need to add give contracts right after the lesson or till the end of this day. We can't do it tomorrow. Prepare for the lessons. Yeah, and for the offline course, guys, you will also have to send the materials for printing. So all extra materials except for your book, which you need to use during the lesson, you will have to send it to the administrators and they will print it out for you. So when you come to the office before your lesson, you will get all your materials and then you will just check them and you will use them during the lesson. So you don't have to print them out yourself. And you will agree, so you will talk to your administrators of your office and you will agree with them like till what time you have to send the materials for them to have enough time to prepare these materials before your lessons. And now let's talk about the timing. Guys, if you work at the online course, so what do you think? At what time do you have to start the conference? So your lesson starts at 17:30. What time do you start the conference, the meeting?
28, 29, something like this.
Any other ideas? Okay, so let's see the answer. So actually, guys, we start the conference 10-15 minutes before the lesson starts. It is important to check and make sure that you can log into your account, that no problems with, so that you have no problems with this account, that your internet connection is good enough for you to log in and start the conference. So Nadia will tell you more about it during the next slot, but please make sure that you start your conference, especially before your first lesson. So like maybe not 10, but minimum 7-5 minutes before the lesson starts. Then, so you start the conference for the lesson starts, and you don't have to admit your students at once. You don't have to spend like 15 extra minutes with them. But please make sure you admit your students, you let them join the conference 3-5 minutes before the lesson starts. And you can just ask them, how are you? Are you in a good mood today? You can ask them to turn on their videos, etc. So just having a small talk with your students. Then, guys, if you work offline, you will have to come to the office at least 20 minutes before the lesson starts, because you need to check the materials. You need to make sure you have all the necessary materials ready for you. You need to have a look at your classroom. You need to make sure that the projector works, that the laptop in your classroom works, that you have enough chairs and enough tables for your students. So if you are not at the office 20 minutes before your first lesson starts, the administrators will get worried. They can start like texting you and asking, where are you? So please be punctual. And you have to finish the lesson on time. Guys, it's really important, because for the online course, you can't stay longer in the conference, because there might be another teacher who uses this account, the same Zoom account, after you. So please don't stay longer with your students, like maximum 2 minutes longer, but finish the lessons on time. And so that is really important to talk about safety. So guys, if you work offline, you will need to create safe working space for your students by making sure that you have, for example, no scissors on the tables before your lesson, especially if you have a lesson with really young learners. Or that, like, please don't leave your students alone. So when you work offline, you can't leave your students alone in the classroom during the lesson. Because so that's really important. That's the question of safety. If you work online, guys, please find a safe place from which you can have your classes. Maybe not next to the window. Yeah, maybe in like the safest room in your flat or in your house, but make sure that your working space is safe for you. Also, we have air raid sirens rules. And students and students' parents get the instructions what they have to do in this situation. We will not talk a lot about it today, but you will find all this information in your teacher's guide. I will show you where to find it, and also you have a QR code on the screen. So the main idea here is that if there is a siren, so we continue the lesson. We don't stop it, because we have students from different cities and from different countries. But our students can leave the conference if they need to, but only their parents can give the instructions to them. So you can ask your students, like, is there anybody, so are there any adults with you? If yes, so just tell your student, please ask these adult people who are with you what you have to do in this situation. but we can't give instructions, very specific instructions to the students in this case. We can't tell them, oh, you have to go to the shelter, because we don't know what the situation is. Yeah, speaking about you, so if you have to go to a safe place, then please check in advance, like where the safe place is. Make sure you can get there very quickly, and you can continue your lesson from that safe place. And the best idea is to like start your lessons from a safe place. If you work offline, in this situation, you will have to go to the shelter with your students, and the administrators will show you where it is and give you more instruction. Guys, also when you work online, you have to make a recording of first 2 or 3 lessons with each group, not just your first 2 or 3 lessons, but your first 2 or 3 lessons with each group is like minimum 1 week or 1 week and a half. It's very important to have these recordings. Nadia will show you how to do it, because so if there are like any situations with the parents, for example, the parents can say like, our student was absent, but we can see that the student was present if we look at the recording. So in many situations, these recordings help us. So please make sure you don't forget about it. Then, guys, you will have to admit the students when they join your conference. So they will not join automatically, but you will have to admit them. And it's very important to check the list of your students and admit only the students from your list. So we can't have any other people in the lesson. If, for example, Nastya joins, and you see that, I have Nastya in my group, so maybe it's my student. So you can admit her, but ask her what her surname is to make sure it's your Nastya. Or if you have like a user who is called, I don't know, a cat, you have no idea who it is, like if it's your student or another person. So don't admit, but you will have to text to our chat for the online course, and you will have to ask the administrators, like, I have a user Cat who is joining my conference, like, should I admit this user or not? And the administrators will give you instructions in this case. Yeah, and it's more for the offline course. Please don't leave your students alone in the classroom, even if they are young learners. And we can go on because we still have a lot of information. Guys, also, during your first lesson or just right after your first lesson with each group, you will have to fill in the evaluation form. Guys, any ideas what it is? Why we need it? Solomia, do you remember what is this? Okay, Maria, maybe you can help us.
I don't remember this.
Okay. Dmitro, maybe you can save us. No, okay, no idea. Good. I will show it to you. Guys, can you see the evaluation form now? Yeah. Guys, you will have this form. So it's an online document, and you will have this form for each student in each group. You don't have to create this table yourself. The administrators will do it for you. You will just have to find your name and find your groups in this document. So here you will see the names of your students. And there are like 5 criteria which we use to evaluate our students' level. So during the first lessons, it's very important for us to make sure that all students are in the best groups for them, that the level is not too high or too low for the student. And then you will need to evaluate your students according to these 5 criteria. So first of all, that is interaction. So it means how well this student communicates with others, reacts to questions, and understands the questions. Also, listening, okay, it's clear, so how well they can understand English by listening, speaking, reading, and grammar. Guys, you might not have a text for reading, so it's the first lesson, but anyway, you are able to evaluate how well your students can read if you ask them to read some sentences, for example, or if you ask them to read some information from the slides. Then there are only two options according to the level. In this case, you will need to use green and not according to the level. So it means too low or too high for this course, then you will use green or red, I'm sorry. And you will have to color all these spaces. Also, a methodologist or a senior teacher will join your lesson. If it is online, they will join your lesson for some minutes, like 10, 15 minutes, and they will help you with this form. So you will have to color all spaces yourself, but a methodologist will leave a comment here. Then the administrators will take into account your comment for your students, like the colors which you used, and the comment from the methodologist, and they will contact the parents and tell them if the level is okay or not okay for the student. So maybe they have to go to another group. Yep, and that's it here. If you work offline, anyway, you have to fill in this form. And your methodologist or your senior teacher might come physically to your lesson for some minutes and help you with this form. So guys, tell me please, do you need to write anything here, like to type, for example? Good.
I guess no.
No, only colors. Please use only colors. Do you have to leave a comment here in this column?
No, it will do methodologist.
Guys, please look what it says here. Overall comments from whom?
Maybe some words about the level, something like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you will have, guys, you will have to fill in like this column. It can be very short, so you can just type all is good, or the student was not ready with the self-study, so it was difficult for him or her, but maybe the level is okay. So please leave your comment about overall, I don't know, overall work in the lesson of the student here. And a methodologist will leave your comment here in this column. Okay, that's good. And we can go on. Guys, please don't forget to fill in this form because it's really important, because we need to know that all students are in the best groups which are suitable for them. And please fill in the form in details. If you think that the level is not okay for the student, so this level is too difficult or too easy for the student, please leave a detailed comment. The best situation is that you do it during your lesson. If you don't have enough time during your lesson, please do it after this lesson. Because so we will need to contact the parents as fast as it is possible. Yeah, and also there are lots of things which you will have to, or not a lot of things which you will have to do, but a lot of things you need to keep in mind, and you will be able to find them in the checklist. You will have access to it in your online account. I will show where to find it, and you will find more information there. And also, yeah, speaking about rules, we can mention some bonuses and fines. Also, you will have all this information online, but please mind that you can be fined for some things which we don't want to happen. So if you don't want to be fined, please be on time. Fill in your CRM. Okay, I will show you what CRM is very soon. Please be prepared for your lesson. take no more than 3 substitutions with each group, and work till the end of the semester. So if you stop working before the semester finishes, you can get fined for that. So you will find more information about it. So if you follow this QR code, you don't have to do it right now. I will send this presentation to you, and I will show you where you can find this information and look through it when you have some time. And let's go on and let's talk about online accounts. Guys, it doesn't matter if you work online or offline, you will have to use your online account. And have you got any ideas? What is the name of the online account for students? And for teachers? Okay, let's see. So for students, it is called My Green Country. So when they register for a course, when they go through like the first placement test, their account is created. So every student has his or her personal page. To log into this page, they will just need to use the phone number which was used to register this account. And there, so they can find the information about their level, about tests. We will talk about tests a bit later. Oh, let's go back. Also, they can see, they have this part Підручники and self-study. So here, students will see all their self-studies for this semester. So they can open them and complete all tasks. So if your students ask you, guys, when your students complete the task, they need to click check. If they don't click check, their results, so their progress won't be saved. So if your students tell you, like, oh, I'm ready with my self-study, but it doesn't show any progress, so just ask them, did you click check? So, and make sure they don't forget to do it. And also, so they have 2 columns here, self-study and lesson. Guys, this part lesson, it's their book. So it's basically the same as this book, but on the platform. So they will have the same tasks here. So if your students don't have their printed book, then they can go to My Green Country, they can open part lesson, and they can do all tasks from their book online. When they are ready, they can click check, and they will see if their answers were correct or not. Also, guys, work online. So if it's an online student, then they will have this link for Zoom, and they can join your lesson just by clicking on this link, and they will automatically join. And also, they have додаткові заняття та події. So they will have just updated information here on some events which we have. And also there is a cool thing which is called GC Tutor. If your students skip 2 lessons in a row, so one by another, then they can have a free online consultation with another teacher to cover the material of these 2 lessons. And they can register just by clicking here, GC Tutor. So this consultation will be not with you, it's another teacher, and it will be 40 minutes. But it's only if your students skip minimum 2 lessons in a row. And we can go back. And we can talk about account for teachers. Guys, any ideas what it's called? Because we've mentioned it today. 3 letters. Let's see. So that is CRM. Guys, CRM is teacher's account. So that is the system which we use for teachers' accounts. So first of all, you don't have your accounts yet, but you will have them till Saturday, I guess. Guys, to log in, you will need to use your email address. So your email address is your email and your password. So you will just copy the same thing here and here. And please don't forget to click that you are not a robot. So when you log in, you will have only two sections which are available for you. I will show it to you. So it will be a journal and it will be підручники. So all other sections will be not active and you don't need them. So when you go to journal, here you will see the list of all your groups. You will see the level of your group, the schedule, and your name. Then guys, if you click on this course, you will see the dates of all lessons. Okay, so it will look like that. So you will see the date of your first lesson and of your last lesson with this group. Also the time, the date. Guys, after the before the lesson, you will need to open. For example, today you've got lesson number 4. So before lesson number 4, you open it, and you will be able to see if your students are ready with their self-study. So you will see their progress here. So the first number is how many tasks they have completed. The second number is how many correct answers they have got. So you can see that here a student has like 100% of the self-study done, but only 63% of correct answers. And if you click on this eye, you will see all answers of the student. You can say, so this task is not done. Yeah, no mistakes. No mistakes, no mistakes. Okay, all is good, but just so some parts of the self-study are not finished. So you will need to take it into account when you prepare for your lessons. For example, if you can see that so all your students are not ready with the self-study, then maybe you will need to spend some more time to revise this material, just to cover it. And also, guys, please be very attentive with how well your students are ready with their self-study. If some of your students don't do their self-study like 2 or 3 or 4 times, so first of all, please talk to the student and ask like, oh, you don't have your self-study, why will you do it for the next time? If nothing helps, you will have to tell your methodologist about it, and we will have to contact the parents because they need to know. Then, guys, after the lesson, you will need to mark the attendance. So it's really, really important. And you have a hint here. Необхідно відмітити тих, хто був відсутнім. Guys, you put this tick next to the students who were absent, not present, but absent. And then you will need to click save. If you don't click save, it won't be saved. Guys, please be very careful with marking the attendance, because each time you put a tick and you click save, so the parents of this student will get a message that like, Veronica was absent today, or is absent today at the lesson. So please don't try not to make a mistake here. So mark only the students who really were absent. Then, guys, you have also tab домашнє завдання. You don't need it. Please just ignore it. It doesn't exist, so we never use it. And also, we've got оцінки. You will need it only for the lessons when there are some tests. So for all other lessons, we just don't need it. Then, guys, if we go back before, or not before, after the lesson, we will need to add countries to our students. So we go here, country. We make sure that we have a tick here, нарахування, not списання. So we choose the name of the student who was present at this lesson, and we like put here like how many countries for this lesson we want to give to the student. Also, it's very important to leave a comment. It must be like minimum the number of the lesson. like lesson 4. If you want, you can add some additional comments. For example, no self-study. Or if you give 10 countries, you can write a comment here, like wonderful job. Yeah, but minimum the number of the lesson, because the students will see it, and it will be easy for them to understand what lesson it's for. Okay, so now one problem solved. You know what CRM is, and we can go on. So once again, what is the name of the account for students?
My Green Country.
My Green Country. And for teachers, we use what system?
CRM.
CRM.
System. Okay, good. Guys, we have to hurry up a little bit. Also, we wanted to talk about professional development with you. And we will do it like very, very quickly. So let's start with this maybe. In Green Country, there are 4 types of teachers, like 4 statuses of teachers. So there are new teachers, junior teachers, independent, and senior. It's not about their age, it's about their experience and their results. So when you start working for Green Country, you're a new teacher for the first semester. After that, you can become a junior teacher, then an independent teacher, and a senior teacher. So after each semester, you will have a personal meeting with your methodologist, and you will discuss the results of this semester, what your strong points are, what things you still should work on, feedback from your students and from the administrators if you work offline, and taking it all into account. So your methodologist will tell you what your status for the next semester is. And so the higher your status is, the higher your salary is, so your wage for a lesson. And how to get a promotion. So first of all, you need to attend training sessions and workshops. So it's really important. Please try not to skip them. Also, observe lessons of other teachers. So you will have to observe a lesson of another teacher before each workshop. So you will have 4 workshops in one semester, and before each of them, you will have to observe a lesson. You will need to analyze it. You will have a special form which you use to analyze this lesson. You will have to use it, just fill it in. Also, we have additional articles and webinars for our teachers. So we'll have an article library and webinars library for our teachers. We'll also have recordings of all training sessions from the previous semester. So you can watch them. You can use these materials to learn something new. Also, guys, 2 times a semester, your methodologist will come to your lesson, and she will absorb the whole lesson. So after that, your methodologist will fill in a self-observation form, and you will have to fill in the same form as well and analyze your own lesson. After that, you will choose a time slot to meet with your methodologist and discuss your lesson all together, like comparing your notes. Yeah, and also you will have planned discussions with a methodologist or with a senior teacher. Especially it's important before your first lesson, and you need to be ready for this discussion. So for this discussion, before this discussion, you will need to look through the plan. You will need to look through the materials, be ready with some questions, yeah, look through the book as well, and be ready to ask the methodologist what is not understandable for you. Also, I wanted to show you observation tasks. So when you observe a lesson of another teacher, usually it's before workshops, you will have to complete an observation task. I will show you where to find it on CRM. And when you analyze your own lesson, so when your methodologist comes to your lesson, you will need to fill in the self-observation form to analyze your own lesson. There will be a lot of terms connected to teaching in this form. Not all of them might be understandable for you. So that is why you have glossary. So that is the place where you can find what all of these terms mean. What are ICQs, CCQs, what eliciting is. So please use it. It's like a big help for you. And we have covered this all. And we can go on, guys, and like through last thing, which we will do before you have a break. So we will talk about materials. I mentioned that there are like two sections which are available for you on CRM. So that is journal and which is the next one, journal and
Підручники.
Okay, let's open підручники. So we have two sections here. What can we find here? So if we open books, what will we see here?
So 24 easy steps and different like courses, winter course, speaking course.
So let's check. First of all, guys, you will need to find the folder which you need. So you have a course, a step, booster, 3, 4. Where will you go?
24 easy steps.
And you need to find your step. Okay, step, booster, 3. Then, guys, you will need to click on this eye. So look, if I click here, so nothing happens. And if you click on this eye, everything opens. And here you will see the same which your students have, підручник та self-study. So the same thing you've got here. So here you've got self-studies, and here you've got lessons. Guys, before the lesson, it's very important to look through the self-study. Because so you need to know what your students need to be ready for this lesson with. So you don't have to do all tasks, you don't have to watch all materials, but please just look through the words and make sure like you know all of them yourself, especially if you work with high levels. Also, like check the translation, check the pronunciation. Also, if they have a grammar part, it's very useful for you to watch this grammar video or to look through the grammar table, because you need to know what exactly your students need to learn in this lesson. For example, you have a topic present simple, but you need to know if you talk only about positive sentences or also negative sentences or also questions, and what types of questions. So you need to know what exactly your students will be ready with this lesson. Also, so for each self-study, we have a task which is called flashcards. It's really cool. So your students can use the flashcards to revise and learn the words. So they can shuffle them. And if you work with high levels, you can do it yourself just to practice these words and make sure you know all of them, because some of them can be challenging. Yep, so that's about it's about the self-study. Oh, yeah, let's open it here. And also you've got lessons. So here you will find the same tasks which you have in this book, but online and on the platform. So you can use them in the lesson. There is a wonderful button, Show Answers. So you can click it, you will see all the answers. If you need some, you can even share your screen and show these answers to your students when you check a task. Also, you have got here the audios from this lesson, videos from the book. So if you need any materials for this lesson and you can't find them in the lesson materials folder, then go here, go to your online book. Okay. Guys, your idea. So when we open the teacher's pack, where should we go? So for Ukrainian teachers or for native speakers?
For Ukrainian.
For Ukrainian.
Yes, yes. Because native speakers work for the speaking course and they have absolutely different books for them. And where will you find your lesson plans?
In the second block.
Yeah, probably here. Again, please click on the eye. So, and here you will need to find the folder which you need. Guys, your level is Notes by Green Country B21. Where will you go?
Maybe 24 easy steps. And teachers materials.
Okay, guys, your course is Notes by Green Country B21. Will you find it here?
Yes, this folder, Notes by Green Country.
Yeah, so you need the folder Notes by Green Country. So if you have steps, for example, step 9, 10, step 7, 8, you will go to steps. If you have Notes by Green Country, you will go to this folder. Then you find B2. So you have B21. So you'll need to open B21. And here you will see the textbook. So that's the PDF portion of the textbook. And you will find the materials for each lesson. For steps, you will also have flashcards. So for steps, you will have a book and flashcards here. That's it. And let's go on. Yeah, so we have covered that. So speaking about lesson plans, guys, they are meant to be interactive and interesting for the students. So in the lesson plans, you will find a lot of active tasks. So you will not only use the book to work during the lesson, but there will be loads of other interesting, exciting tasks, which will be included in the lesson plan. And if you need any extra resources, so again, they will be in this folder. Also, guys, in the lesson plan, you will see a lot of abbreviations, a lot of terms like CCQs, ICQs, different types of feedback, eliciting, DAG. It's okay if you don't know them yet. You're not supposed to if you have had no teaching practice. So that's why you've got glossary. So you will find all this information here. Yeah, and if we open the teacher's guide, then we'll find all those documents which I showed you today. So all of these documents, all of this information, you will find here in teacher's guide. So first of all, you can read more about Green Country here. So this part is very important for you. Посадові інструкції нового викладача. Guys, please make sure you look through the information here. It's really, really important before you start working. So you need to read like this part. Also, if you forget how to use CRM, you can find some hints here. You've got a checklist. You also have the information about tests. Guys, it will be your homework. So you will have to read this part yourself, and you will need to discover what types of tests there are at Green Country. And here you can also find glossary. Yeah, so you don't know what CCQs are, please open. So you will read the information here, you will find some useful tips, you will find some examples, and a small part of a video. It's a video, a small part of a lesson at Green Country where this technique is used. Then, guys, if you want to know what is the difference between a junior teacher or a senior teacher and a new teacher, you can just find the information here. So here you find more information about how we work. So I sent it to you. It's about FOB. So you can read it one more time here. If you work online, so this part is really, really important for you. because you will find a lot of interesting things here. So you will find a lot of online tools which you can use in your lessons. And again, for example, you can see in your lesson plan, you need to use Kahoot, and you don't know what Kahoot is. Please go here, find Kahoot, read about it, see some screenshots, and also there are videos like for some resources, and it's shown there like how you can use them. About safety, yeah, we've discussed it with you. Please make sure you read this part yourself. The same as корпоративні знижки та штрафи. It's a very important part, very interesting, especially корпоративні знижки. So make sure you discover it. And guys, if you need to find any document, please go here. It's useful links, Excel documents. So if you need any documents, please find them here. So the word documents is in the name. And you choose, for example, you work online, so you open it, and here you can find it all. You can find the evaluation form, you can find the form for comments, observation forms, and self-observation form. So if you need a document, please go here, and most likely you will find it here. And the last thing here is useful materials for self-development. So if you go to webinars, you will see the recordings of all training sessions of Green Country. So here you can see all training sessions from 2022. And very soon we will have training sessions 2023. And even this training session will be uploaded there. So you can just open, see the key points, see the presentation, and see the recording here. So if you are curious, you can watch some training sessions from the last semester because the topics were really interesting. Also the recording of workshops are there. And you've got some interesting articles here. So there will be more and more articles and you can read like something extra. So these are the articles by our teachers and our methodologists on interesting, relevant topics. So if you want to discover something new, let's go here. Guys, and that's almost it. So I just want us to revise some information and make sure you remember it all. I can see that you're really tired, and like in 7 minutes we will have a break. 1 second. So we will play a game with you, and we will need 2 teams. Have you got any ideas how we can have 2 teams? Okay, let it be 1 team. Or maybe, guys, do you want to play all together in a team of 3, or do you want to play individually, like 1 person in each team?
Maybe 1 person in each team.
Okay, let's do it. Nadia, hello. I am very sorry. We will just need about 7 more minutes, and then we'll have a break. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Hmm?
Yes, no problem.
Yeah, thank you so much. Really sorry. Okay, I will show you one exciting game which you'll play at your lessons a lot. So this game is called Bamboozle. Yeah, we will play for 3. We will have 3 teams, and let's choose 9 questions. Now, guys, who wants to be team number 1? So we don't have Solomia, right?
Okay, I can be.
Okay. Guys, 1 second. Good. So team number 1 is Yulia or Maria. Maria, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Who will be team number 2?
I can be Julia.
And Dmitro, you're team number 3. Now, Maria, please choose any number.
So 4.
Okay, so now I will open a task and you need to complete it. So you have just 30 seconds to think and give the answer.
Okay. So how many? Maximum it's 8. They can spend in yellow shop, and so I can add in my CRM system with the comment. So I don't know how to
So
find, but
what should be in your comments?
at minimum number of lessons, and maybe some comment like feedback.
Okay, true. All is good. If you work offline, then paper contracts. And 10, like if you give some extra contracts for some students, they can get 10. Also, they can donate, students can donate some contracts for charity. It can be like for army or for some pet shelters or animal shelters. So your answer is good. Yulia, you choose.
Number 3.
Let's go. You have 30 seconds only.
Okay. I'm going to work at a STEP course.
Not necessarily. It can be steps, it can be step booster, or it can be
Or-
both. But is it the speaking course, the complex course, or the no preparation course?
It's complex course. How long term? 4 months. And how long is one lesson? 80 minutes.
Yeah, so 4.5 months and 30 lessons overall. Good. Dmitro, your number?
7.
Oh, that's a difficult question. So you will just let's go to CRM and you will tell me where you can read about the tests.
Oh my God. I guess maybe teacher's pack.
So books or teacher's pack?
Teacher's pack. For Ukrainian teachers. Yeah, green country tests, as I can see.
You will find not all information there. Where can you find all information? Is it lesson plan for teacher's guide?
Teacher's guide.
Let's open it. Okay, where do we go here?
We scroll maybe.
Oh, I don't have to scroll. It's here. You can already see.
Postav instrukcja new teacher.
Yeah, and
Tests.
yes, and you will find very detailed information about all types of tests which we have. Make sure you look through it. Good. It was a difficult question, but you managed. Now, Maria, your turn.
So 6.
6. Let's do it all over again.
Where do you find lesson plans? Also in the CRM system. So maybe учбові матеріали.
No, we don't have access.
So maybe in groups, and there are підручники.
Yes. Yes.
So teacher's pack.
You need to find lesson plans. Yes.
Yeah, teacher's pack for Ukrainian teachers. And lesson plans.
Where should I click?
So the Drive Google.
Yeah, but it doesn't open if I click here.
So there you're like just copy and There?
That's
Oh,
yes. Just click on it here, and you'll see it. Okay, good. And let's go on, Julia.
8.
Mhm. Oh, okay.
What's glossary? Where can you find it? Glossary, it's like a glossary for new teachers when we can find different information about unknown terms for us.
Wonderful. Where can
We
we
can
find it?
find it in Teacher's Pack for Ukrainian teacher, Teacher's Guide. You need to scroll down.
No, I don't need to know it's here. We don't need to scroll down.
Посадові інструкції нового викладача and glossary.
Okay, wonderful. Oh, guys, you were so much attentive. Dmitro.
9.
Okay, let's go. And you got a superpower here. So you double your points. Dmitro don't have to do a task. Congratulations. Maria, you choose.
so 1
Okay.
and self-studies. So also in my 3M where yes, here and
Okay, I'm here.
can you repeat first the question? Journal?
No, no.
Online books and self-studies.
Mhm.
So online books there in підручники. Teacher a book.
Yes.
So yes, here all books.
You just find the book which you need.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, and 2 more questions. Yulia, it's for you.
5. How can you mark attendance on CRM? When do you need to do it? We need journal.
Okay, guys, I don't have any groups at Journal, but okay, 1 second. I'll just don't look because you don't need to see it. So I'll just open any group to show it to you. Okay, ready. Yep. So just let's open a group. So you go to Journal and you open this. So where will you mark the attendance? So what about the attendance?
We should put on відвідуваність.
Відвідуваність? No, we should go here to заняття.
Ага, відкрити дату.
Just.
І обрати.
So, do we mark students who were absent or present?
Who were absent.
Okay, wonderful. What about countries?
Country. And then we should write number and write the lesson and then some feedback.
Wonderful. And Dmitro, the last question is for you. And so you're very lucky today. So you can choose who will just 25 points, Maria or Julia.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah, you have choice. Okay, we can just close it. Right. So let's choose randomly. Maria, sorry. So Yulia, you win because you got 45 points. Okay, that's it. Guys, thanks a lot. Now you will have a break. Let it be like till 15:50. So please don't leave the conference. You can just mute yourself and turn off your video. And at 15:50, please come back, turn on your video and have the next slot of your training session. So thanks a lot.